Man, there's a buzz in this place. I'm telling you, there's some young superstar-type talent potentially coming into the A's. But you know what I wonder?
Yeah.
I wonder if any of these guys know that their manager, probably the greatest college baseball player that's ever lived.
Hey, so can you tell Mark Kotsay is the greatest call? Like, that's...
I can make the argument.
That's ridiculous. That's a little outlandish, I think.
Is it?
She's a nice guy, but... Oh, hey,
Kots.
Kots, what's going on? How you doing?
Guys, I get it. I get it. I was pretty good in college. All right, let's put away the scrapbook.
Oh, whatever you say.
30 clubs in 15 days starts now.
"30 clubs in 15 days, presented by T-Mobile, coming to you from A's camp in Mesa, Arizona. It'll be a new vibe around this A's team as they move to Sacramento. As far as the weather here at Hohokam Stadium,
horrendous.
Not what I was expecting here at Dave Rowe for day one in the desert. Apparently this here rain in the desert. Who knew? Mark DeRosa, Adnenberg. We're not in Hohokus anymore. We're down in Hohokam. It's interesting being here and being around this team. And again, before we shift gears to what's going to be happening in Sacramento, got to pay tribute to what we had by the Bay, one of the great signature franchises, from Catfish Hunter and Vida Blue to Ricky Henderson, so many great players.
And Mark Kotsay won't let that happen. I was walking through the clubhouse, and there's murals of Reggie Jackson, Dave Stewart, Ricky Henderson, Catfish Hunter, Raleigh Fingers, all the people that laid the groundwork before these guys. So I expect them to honor that as they transition to Sacramento.
We know that this team obviously can hit. We've seen that with all the home runs. Now it's going to be a question, how will that translate in this new ballpark? If I may offer a literary bent, in honor of Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities, it was a tale of two halves when it came to this A's team, D-Row. Specifically, Lawrence Butler's combination of power and speed. Shea Langoliers had 29 home runs. And J.J. Bleday is a guy who's unbelievable in terms of packing in all those doubles. This was a different A's team in the second half.
Yeah, Mark Kotsay gave these guys a chance to kind of get dirt in their cleats, and they showed up big time. I don't think people truly realize how good this offense is capable of being. The Lawrence Butlers of the world, the Brent Rookers, Shea Langoliers. I mean, J.J. Bleday had 43 doubles. It's a nice offense to play with.
And certainly, as far as being nice, well, that's what the A's did this offseason. They spent some money.
Yeah.
Over $80 million in free agency. Luis Severino was their big free agent signing. They'd never signed a guy for $67 million. They did that with the new ace of this team. And Brent Rooker's also got committed to $60 million.
And there's whispers in this camp.
Yeah, some whispers.
We're hearing some Lawrence Butler whispers.
Correct.
But I want to dive in. Listen, they stepped out. They needed a frontline starter at the top of the rotation. Luis Severino gives them that. Anyone who watched him pitch for the Mets last year, he was incorporating that two-seamer with the four-seamer, and he was dominant. But I think you need guys to buy in about standing as pillars of an organization, wanting to put this uniform on, want to be a part of the complete rebuild. And I think Brent Rooker, his 5-year, $60 million extension, he's the perfect guy to lead the charge. And I had a chance to ask him just that. Why was it so easy for you to make the commitment to the A's?
I believe in what we're building here. I believe in the guys we have in our clubhouse. I believe in our leadership. I believe in the vision that Kots has for our team and the way that he's gone about creating an environment that makes it easy to show up in the field every day and improve and get better and really have our sights set on being a very competitive team in the very near future.
What do you work on in the offseason? I was listening to you whisper to one of the coaches, like, about the position you were in on a 3-1 pitch last night. I mean, you really break this thing down.
Yeah, so my offseason focus was just basically, I know what works now. I know what it looks like when I'm good. And what do I need to do to be in that spot, be in that position when I'm at my best more often. Is trying to stay at my top level for as long as I can, but recognizing that over the course of 162, there's going to be some times when I don't feel my best. And how do I make those times still be as productive as I possibly can?
How about Kotsay? What's his message been like?
The last few years, we've been in this kind of development transitional phase, and he's done an incredible job managing in a way that allowed us to come into our own as players, allowed us to play in a way that helped us build our confidence that we belong here and we can do this. And now we're kind of transitioning into this new phase of we're going to go out and expect to win. And we're going to do everything we possibly can and win as many games as we can. And he's the guy we want to lead in that 100%.
Is there someone in camp or in the lineup that's kind of standing out to you?
I mean, this isn't a breakout because Shea's been a good player the last 2 years.
Yeah,
but I think Shea takes another step forward this year. I think his approach this spring has been refined a little bit. You can tell he's working on things, and he's immensely talented. So I'm looking for Shea to just kind of take that next step forward to be an elite bat, especially at the catcher position.
All right, we're going to dive in on social media. Ask you a question real quick. I got to put on my glasses for this. David wants to ask you, what led to you breaking out after a couple of years, and did you change your swing or approach? I got to be honest. Can I quick answer this?
Yeah.
I studied before the draft all guy swings. You coming out of Mississippi, I thought you were a lock. Like, I honestly didn't think you were going to miss. The stuff you were able to do at a college level consistently night in, night out, I'm like, this guy's going to play at some point.
Yeah, I felt the same way, right?
Yeah.
And I think that was true. I think it just took me longer to get there than it does some guys. My approach got better, and I refined my approach, and I had a better understanding of what an approach and what a game plan is. You know, as hitters, we're making adjustments and tweaks between at bats every night. Like nothing, it's almost never the same for like too long of a period of time. So being able to, you know, what I've always done well in my career is learn and adapt and adjust to new levels, and I just needed a long enough opportunity to be able to do that at the major league level, and I was given that here, and I was able to run with it.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
Coming
it.
off 39 homers. 40 maybe?
We'll see.
All right,
That's
here
the
we
goal.
go.
Luis, you set a record before you even threw a pitch. $67 million, which is the most money the A's had ever given to a free agent. Why was this team one that you wanted to be a part of?
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning I was surprised, you know, when the A's, contact me and wanted to talk to me and make an offer. But, you know, we were talking and I was asking about everybody else, about the clubhouse, the chemistry here. And everybody told me about, you know, this one was like a family. So for me, when I was going to, you know, choose a team to compete against with, that was the main thing for me, you know, playing for a team that they're going to support me, you know, we're gonna go out there and fight as a family.
Pedro Martinez said that he gave you some advice as well. What did Pedro tell you?
I mean, I worked with Pedro in 2016, and I always be in touch with him. He's just, you know, one of the greatest pitchers ever. So he told me just, if I'm pitching and the hitters doesn't see at least one part of my number in the back, you know, I'm doing something wrong. So that's always in my mind now. Every time I try to do that, you know, if I do that, I stay back more, you know, I'm more in line.
What was the key to your turnaround last year with the Mets?
I think just knowing my body, you know, having a routine, you know, sticking to that routine all year.
You threw that shutout August 17th last year. It's so rare to see that in today's game, to see them throwing a shutout, but it was so special. What was it like for you?
I mean, for me, it was unbelievable. I mean, not being healthy for a long time, just being out there and throwing 9 innings, it was unbelievable. I think the last time I threw 9 innings, like 5 years, like 2018 or something like that.
You've been a real New York pitcher. Yankees, Mets, now going to be pitching in Sacramento with the A's. What are you excited about there?
For me, it's gonna be different. You know, it's gonna be a challenge for everybody. But you know, when we go out there, we all have to, you know, just go out there and embrace what we had to do. You know, is that the reality is that we're playing in Sacramento. You know, and it doesn't matter if it's a big league field or a minor league field. We have to go out there and compete and make it our own.
It should be interesting, man. Obviously, the A's are lucky to have you. And the green and gold looking pretty good on you right now, huh?
Thank you. Yeah, I feel the same.
I think it's a good look. Thanks, Sevy. Appreciate you. Diva, over to you.
All right, thanks, Adnan. I'm here with one of the young superstars in the game, Lawrence Butler. Lawrence, you had an unbelievable second half, kind of burst on the scene, and we were hitting bombs, doubles, stealing bags all over the place. Take me inside what you're working on in spring training and kind of feed off that into 2025.
Well, appreciate you for having me, D-Row. And we just kind of, you know, staying on what we were working on last year with Darren Bush, our hitting coach. You know, I talked to Kotsay a lot. And, you know, it's just really just, you know, staying within myself, not trying to do too much.
What was the separator, though? Was it something fundamental? Was it some better swing decision? Like, what was it that kind of lit you up?
I saw the breakdown you did on me last year.
Yeah.
It was almost right. I just missed a couple steps. But I'll say it was really more just like head movement, just keeping my head still. You know, I watch videos of, you know, Soto, Judge, and Harper, and, you know, they just, head really doesn't move when they're loading and swinging. So, you know, I kind of just took that from them, and, you know, it kind of just helped me out a lot at the plate.
There's some excitement around here, man. You got guys like Severino walking in the door. You got Brent Rooker grabbing a big extension, $60 million extension. Do you want to be a part of this future?
I mean, I would love to play for the A's, you know, for a really long time. You know, I mean, this is the organization that took a chance on me in 2018 out of high school. So, you know, I've grown to, you know, love this organization, know a lot about this organization, and the people in there are great. So, you know, I would love to play for a very long time.
And there's like a young, fresh, like fiery perspective here, led by Mark Kotsay. Are you guys kind of feeding off each other? The JJ Bledays of the world, Langoliers, yourself? Are you kind of like, hey, we're the next wave going into Sacramento?
Yeah, that's what we kind of want to make our identity as the A's. You know, like kind of like the Pistons were back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, we want to play hard nose, hard
You
baseball.
going bad boys, like
bad
Bill,
boys? Yeah,
Bill
we going
Lambier
bad
style?
boys. Because you
You weren't even born when that was going on.
But I mean, I know about them. So they was doing something right. So we
Yeah.
just, have that same mentality. I feel like we can come into this league, people aren't expecting us to win a lot of games, even though what we did last year. So we're trying to wake the whole league up and the whole world up, that we're not playing no more. So, we want to let everybody know that the A's aren't just a team you're going to come in and steamroll. You're going to actually have to play good baseball to beat us. I feel amazing. The team's been winning. Everybody's looking good. I'm excited.
Yeah, there's confidence in the eyes, man. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Adnan, back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Dero. Here with Mason Miller. And the first question, for a guy who has a noodle of an arm like me, what was it like in your life the first time you knew that you could throw serious heat?
I felt like every level you go up, I always felt like I threw hard. And really until I think 100's like that benchmark. When you get to 100, you're like, okay, this is not a lot of people can do this. So it's awesome. And, I love throwing the fastball, so it's hard not to.
Yeah, I was about to say, pitching can be so tricky sometimes in terms of, different thought processes and pitch selection. I just think it's so admirable with you. It's like, here it is. I got 100 in here. Just come and swing it.
It's not a secret anymore. I think I surprised some people early last year, and I think the word's out now. So we get back to pitching and spotting up.
Yeah, that April was fantastic. 8 saves out of the gate. You were reliever of the month. How special was that to just hit the ground running like that?
That was big, especially stepping into the role, going to the bullpen, kind of establishing myself there. Obviously, that was the role that Kotsay and our people making the decisions here wanted. But to go out and earn that title and have my teammates trust and confidence when I went out there was big for me and big for us as a team too.
Everybody always wants team accomplishments. Personal accolades are special as well. That moment when you found out you're going to the All-Star game, what was that like?
That was awesome. That's every player's dream to get an All-Star selection. For me, stepping into a new role, like I said last year, and being able to have the success I did as early as I did, really blessed to have that opportunity and go to that game.
Is there someone like in particular that's felt special when you struck them out?
Every time I pitch, I feel like there's somebody in there. Vladdy is a big one that I think stands out. I've got him a couple times, and then obviously Shohei and Aaron and everybody like that. Just there's always a stud in the other lineup, and it always seems to happen then in the ninth inning. They're walking up to the plate. So
on a personal level, I just love the fact how outspoken you've been as a guy with type 1 diabetes. You've been a role model for so many out there with diabetes. How much pride do you take in being that spokesperson for people?
A lot, yeah. I really think that's part of the job description. We have a platform and we're lucky to be playing the game we love every day, but we have a really unique opportunity to impact a lot of people, to reach a lot of people, through our platform and through the game that we love. So just having that ability to connect with kids, other people, fans of the game, and really anybody in the world, it's a unique opportunity, and I take pride in it.
It's awesome because you've been a guy who's been a real role model, not only again for those in the diabetes community, but also for the A's. Keep things going, man. Miller, appreciate you.
Manager interviews are presented by Sage, the official finance software partner of Major League Baseball.
Continuing coverage of 30 clubs in 15 days. I'm here with my man Mark Kotsay, fresh off a 3-year extension, and it's time to dive in a little bit. We got the manager interview presented by Sage. Here we go. Take me through it. Why I saw it on social media. You and your wife walking in, the team giving you a huge ovation for signing a 3-year extension. Why was it important for you to get that done and for you to kind of be a part of the entire rebuild, Kots?
I think you answered it right there. I want to be a part of this rebuild. I want to see this thing through.
Yeah.
And a lot of managers don't get that opportunity. A lot of managers build stuff from the ground and then don't get to see it through. And it's a testament to this group in there that they wanted to be a part of that special day for me and for my wife and family.
Yeah.
It meant a lot to me. These players I care a lot about. We've invested a lot of time. We started out with a group in 22 that we saw a lot of transition in. 23 was another year, a very difficult, tough year of grinding.
Yeah.
A lot of losses. But to turn the season around last year with the same group that we started with late in 23, maturing, the Butlers, the Blades, the Langliers, guys of that nature, the Rookers, right? It feels good to be able to see it through and be a part of this future.
Yeah, and there's a buzz here. There's no doubt about it. I know you're coming off a 69-win season, but the second half was a lot different. There were some young guys taking a step forward. So when you showed up to camp in Mesa this year and addressed the team, what was your kind of message to the boys?
The message was, we feel the expectation, and that's great. That should be fun. You want to have the expectation to go out and win. It's something new for these guys. The messaging also for the younger players was, look, you've got a group in front of you that has established themselves. They're going to continue to establish themselves. The opportunity word that existed in this camp for the last 2 seasons, it's gone. There's still opportunity, but it's gone. And you're going to have to earn your spot here.
We both know that the game begins and ends on the mound. You guys were able to go out. How fortunate were you for your front office to kind of step out and sign a Luis Severino?
It was great. Sevy, Springs, Leclerc, 3 arms, 3 veteran arms that have pitched in the postseason, that have been a part of big games. It helps us in pushing our young guys maybe back to AAA, to give them a little more time to develop. We had some guys come here for the first time last year, get their feet on the ground as starters, young starters. Maybe gives them more time to season with a Leclerc and with the Springs and Sevy. So Sevy is a great addition. He's been nothing but first class. He's stepped in here and really become a leader of this group and a real positive influence.
And kind of just going back there, you got the extension done with Rooker for $60 million. You bring in Severino. Butler's getting ready to ink a deal. What do you see in him that you love? I mean, outside the obvious, there's big power there.
I'll share this, D-Row. I think this kid is just starting to tap into his real potential. We saw it for 2 months last year in July, August. I think the sky's the limit for him. We had a great conversation coming into spring training. I brought him in and showed him his outfield numbers, and we recognized one deficiency, and it was you've got to concentrate pitch to pitch. And the improvement I've seen in spring training is a young kid that listens, that learns, and goes out and applies it. And I think you're going to see a Gold Glove type right field played from Lawrence Butler this year.
Dude, you're one of my favorite. Ton of respect for you.
Thank you.
And more about the A's prospects, let's send it over to Jim Callis.
Thanks, D-Rail. Got to say real quick, when I was on the college baseball beat for Baseball America, Mark Kotsay, my all-time favorite player, most outstanding player at the College World Series 30 years ago. Let's look at some young guys now. A's top 5 prospects. You got Jacob Wilson, best bat-to-ball skills of any prospect in baseball. Nick Kurtz, some scouts thought he had the best combination of hitting ability, power, swing decisions in last year's draft. Colby Thomas, 31 homers, 15 steals last year. And a pair of interesting right-handers in Mason Barnett and Luis Morales. We've got a brand new A's top 30 prospects list at MLB.com/pipeline. Now I want to welcome in Jacob Wilson. He was just talking about your contact skills that everybody raves about. Your last 2 years at Grand Canyon, I think you struck out 2% of the time. In pro ball, it's all the way up to 8%. I was just going to say, what's your philosophy at the plate? And has it always come that easy to you to put the bat on the ball?
I think the philosophy it comes down to is just really being able to put the ball in play with 2 strikes. My dad always taught me, and kind of growing up throughout high school and stuff, is if you put the ball in play, defenses can have some mishaps, have some errors, then you can find a way to get on base, and ultimately you're trying to score runs at the end of the day. So, for me, it was just growing up really training hand-eye contact, being able to put the ball in play with any pitch that is thrown at you, and then, like I said, putting the ball in play, trying to get on base for your team.
You got to the big leagues a little bit more than a year after you were drafted, number 6 overall, by the A's. What did you learn in that? You played about a month's worth of games. What did you learn while you were up with the A's in terms of what you need to work on this year to play a full season in the big leagues?
Yeah, I think the speed of the game is definitely kind of the ultimate, notice thing that I saw. It's just being able to go out there every day, make sure your routine's pretty spot on. I have to have the same routine every day, just being able to keep up. We have a lot of big league guys in here who've had some time for a little bit, and you see their routines, just being able to learn from them. But for me, I think just being able to, kind of learn the speed of the game, slow it down, and being able to go out there and just be myself and just play the game that I always played, and just being able to just kind of enjoy it, but also at the same time get better each and every day. Looking in defensive stuff, offensive stuff. We have coaches who are here that are phenomenal with that stuff. So being able to talk to them and learn from everything that they've experienced in their careers, and just being able to pick their brains a little bit each and every day.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, Jacob. We'll look forward to seeing both you guys in the big leagues at some point this year. Back to you, Adnan.
All right, prediction time. I don't want to go totally bold here, D-Row, out of the gate. It's only show one with you. So Brent Rooker, 39 home runs, 112 RBI last year. I'll tick those up a little bit. How about 40 and 120 for the key linchpin of this offense?
I would like that. I think they're coming off a 69-win season. I think they have a chance in the AL West to actually scare some people. This offense is nice. They're going to hit the long ball in Sacramento. If they get good pitching, no one's hitting Mason Miller on the back end of this thing. We know that. So can they contend for a third-place finish in the AL West? I think so. And you want me to go obscure?
Yeah, give
prediction?
me a specific player, yeah.
No one knows J.J. Bleday hit 43 doubles last year. Doubles add up, people, okay? He might lead the American League north of 50 doubles for Bleday in center field for the A's.
All right, for Mark DeRosa, I'm Adnan Burke. For more 30 clubs in 15 days spring training coverage, log on to MLB.com.